Okay. So hello. I see people joining. Okay, on to so I'm gonna start. My name is Dani and I work behind the scenes at WAG, so a lot of you will not know me. I don't teach anyone. My role is that I assisted Dee and the rest of the team with a lot of projects. I get to meet really cool people and creative things like an event, content. Today's random task is that I get to go live with all of you. So I've never gone live before in my home in New Orleans. I'm actually attending a WAG wedding, which is really cool. One of our team members is getting married tonight. So I do often and for work. So I'm going to use this opportunity while I'm away right now to talk a little more about the realities of traveling and sticking to nutrition and training. We have covered this topic a lot in other videos and blog posts, but I wanted to give my perspective on what works for me. Everyone's different, and you do need a couple of other sort of perspectives and ideas and tangible suggestions and mindset tips that can help keep it all together. So, the reality of traveling is that it is the polar opposite of being at home, and forget that. Traveling and sticking to your routine was really easy and everyone would do it all the time, but it's just not that simple for the vast majority of us. The reason for that is that it's different. Like, remember when you were learning to track or just starting a new diet and it was hard because you're not used to it. You're used to doing something else entirely. So travel is a whole new experience, a completely different learning curve. You can't compare it. So don't hold yourself to the expectations of being the same as you are at home, because things will happen. So when you shift what you're eating, or if you're tracking at all, or how you're tracking it, we're going to find out which one works for you. So the very first place to visit is your head. Okay, so traveling is happening for you, not to you. And in the past, for me, that has given me a lot of anxiety. I've been like, oh, this travel is happening to me. It's taking me away from my comfort and my situation, and what I know to ruin all of my progress, and it's going to set me backwards as well. So that was when I started. But what I found is that it's actually about experience. So the very first time you travel, the very first time you travel while trying to stick to macros or follow any kind of diet plan, you're gonna have a time, maybe. You don't have anything to compare it to, and you sort of need to fall down and mistake from them. It's just the human condition. So some of you may be very special, able to perfectly the first time. That's not most of us. So kind of expect to make errors, and if you expect to make errors, it feels a lot easier. So just accept them, let them happen to you. It's fine. It's really fine. The next time you do it, and the time after that, and then the time after that, just get dates feel less serious. Tough situations are easier to handle. You do get better at sometimes you don't feel like eating crap, because you remember how you felt. So some other ways to kind of adjust your expectations by saying, I'm not going to be perfect, or you're going to adjust expectations of what perfect is. So here's a couple ways. Remember that life programs deload. So you have to take a break from training for this trip, or you have to take a break from nutrition, or both for this trip. It was to be divine intervention, whatever you want to call it. You are meant to be doing that. Say you have 5 weeks notice for this trip, probably plan a cycle at the gym, for example, that peaks you just before you go. So I like to tell my coach that I am going away in a few weeks. So can we ramp up and max out just before I leave, and then I'm going to go on this trip for a well-deserved break that I absolutely should be taking. So it not get to the gym as frequently or at all on a trip, I feel way better about it because I'm supposed to be resting. So on a trip, it could be prior, and that's also meant to be. And sometimes it sucks because you just got off like a week or a 2-week deload, and then you have to take the through that, or you sort of weren't perfect with your nutrition and you were really pumped to get back on the wagon, and now this trip is here and it's ruining everything again. No, it was meant to happen. Just consider that maybe you're like on the brink of injury, or something hurts, or whatever reason. There's a reason that it's okay for this to be happening to you. There's also other things that you can do. So for me, I have actually been doing handstand holds every single day for the last 10 days that I've been traveling. And I did a personal best handstand, freehanding, I think because I have been resting and not doing anything else. So I'm like on a trip and I'm like kicking goals here. That's my mindset. I'm training less, but I'm doing better. So practicing your handstands, walking a whole lot, 100 burpees a day, something like that, you can actually improve other areas that are normally not doing so well because you're always so tired. Because you're on vacation now, so you should be less stressed. So realizing that you are supposed to be on vacation and it's okay to relax helps you really actually relieve anxiety. Okay, next, you are on a vacation trip, even if it's for work, so you should feel good. You should actually feel really good. It means you don't feel sick and you should have more energy. I don't want you to be feeling sluggish, and I don't want you to have stomach issues. This is very common on holidays, especially when you have been tracking or following a diet for a long time and you're eating a lot less rich foods. And then you go on this vacation, you're eating a lot of rich food with macronutrient profiles that are all over the joint that look nothing like what you're used to. We just don't want that. So consider that restaurant meals have calories. Then, like literally 1 or 2 meals could have your daily intake if you're not careful. Also consider that you're not going to get enough protein when you're eating out every day. And consider that you might feel sick. Like there have been times where I have gone on vacation, eaten 3 rich meals and been ill and needed a nap, and it just kind of can ruin the day or the whole trip. So get your protein in by having protein before breakfast, like smash a shake in the morning and you're done, you've hit a big chunk. I personally like protein powder, so I have a lot of spare yogurt on hand all the time, and I have a very special trick, we'll call it, where I like to find the best seafood restaurant in town, and everyone has to go there at least once, maybe twice. So yesterday I had ridiculous New Orleans like breakfast that was so rich that I wasn't hungry for the rest of the day, but I had no protein, so I went to a seafood restaurant and I had like a whole tray of oysters to myself. So that's super lean, really fresh, not make you feel sick. If you don't like seafood, then that one's not going to work for you, but if you do, That is such a good hack to eat local food, and it's really easy to find something high protein and lean at a seafood restaurant. The other tip is to really space out your meals, so you're not training. Meal timing, nutrient timing is a deal. So space them out. I actually sometimes skip a meal because the meal is so dense. I know a lot of people want to do that, but that is what I do. And I basically reduce the meals by one, or I eat one meal in my hotel that is from a grocery store, and that helps me feel better and getting more micronutrients, and I'm getting my protein in, and I don't feel sick, I don't eat, and have more energy for like vacation-y activities like walking around the city and exploring. So I would definitely suggest eating less. You can do that. You will not regret having 1/3 less overindulgent meals on your. You're not going to look back and be like, oh, I only had 15 ridiculous meals on this trip rather than 5. That's just not going to happen that way. So I would commit to eating less indulgent meals, just enjoying them when you can. You'll feel better about yourself in the long run, I promise. Okay, last tip. Right now, you should adopt a routine that you can do on vacation too. So earlier I said I practice handstands a lot. I'm at the walk stage. If you do that at home all the time, and then you come on vacation and you do them on vacation all the time for 5 minutes in the morning, doing something active and easy, and it's within your routine, and that is comforting. I also walk 20 minutes to an hour a day, depending on the rule. I walk every single day. And then when you go on a vacation, it's really easy to walk on a vacation. You should be walking on a vacation. So yesterday, probably 3 hours, and my legs feel like I've been doing like a small love squat program or something exhausting for a month. I'm so tired. So definitely burn some calories with that. I suggest walking everywhere. Okay, that's it for that. And I'm sorry I'm talking really fast. I just don't want to waste everyone's day talking to me. But I wanted to share a couple meals that you can make in a hotel room. I want to skip an overindulgent meal. And what I've done is prepared my travel stuff. I'm flying tomorrow, like all day. Back to California. It takes forever. So I have my breakfast and my lunch prepared already. Breakfast looks like this. It's 0% milk fat yogurt and a very reasonable macro oatmeal. And I just mix them all together. So I put half in here, I'll put half in this one. I've made 2 meals. I'll top it with fruit. And it's 3 ingredients. You mix it together. It's overly easy, and it tastes really good. It's all your food in. It gets a chunk of carbs in. It's really satiating. So I do suggest something like that. And then I have an example of a meal that I made entirely out of grocery, like canned food, and some some vegetable packets. You can easily recreate something like this at Whole Foods and those grocery stores that come with like a salad bar and a hot bar. I specifically made one that works with just canned food, because I think I made 3 meals of this at a total of like $12. So saving some money as well. But basically, I don't want it to like fall, but got a bit of spinach, canned pineapple chunks. I just strain them in the sink that we have here. I chop a bunch of peppers, capsicums, I would call them. And I get a punnet of cherry tomatoes. I get a can of sweet corn. I can't see it. So, canned sweet corn and canned black beans, and I like rip up the capsicum really, really small, and you can mix it together, and it's like a corn. If you're really savvy, you can get like some taco mix or something and add that in, and it becomes really flavorful. And then I just get the little jar or the can of jalapenos, and I get a packet of boiled eggs, or boiled eggs, really easy to make in the microwave. And I make three meals worth of that. Oh, a packet of pecan mayo. I'm terrible at like Spanish pronunciation, so I'm sorry, but I get a thing of that to really like get moisture and some flavor. So I really suggest this: canned pineapple, canned corn, canned beans, and then a bag of spinach, bunch of bell pepper, and tomatoes and eggs, and you've just got a super cheap and really effective and very healthy and gonna make you feel good lunch. And I take this on the plane. It's great, and I don't feel sad looking at else with the, like 3-day-old bagel and whatever else it is that you get from the serving. So that's it from me. Thank you for having me, and I hope you all have a really great and happy unplugged. I'll see you all on the flip if a D lets me ever do this again. Thanks.